My lake cabin isn't just a property, it's a piece of family history. My grandfather built it in the 1960s with his own two hands. Growing up, I spent every summer there swimming, fishing, and learning how to split firewood. When he passed, the cabin came to me. It's my escape from city life, where I can sit on the porch, drink coffee, and watch the sun rise over the water.
The only problem?
The HOA on the other side of the lake. They were built decades after the cabin, but they act like they own everything within a mile radius. Karen, their president, has made it her personal mission to manage properties that aren't even in their jurisdiction. She hates that my cabin isn't under her HOA and that I don't answer to her rulebook. One weekend, I drove up late Friday night after a long week at work. I unlocked the cabin, brought in groceries, and fell asleep in front of the fireplace. When I woke up the next morning, I stepped outside to the sound of shouting. Karen was standing in my driveway with her phone pressed to her ear. "Yes, officer, there's a man squatting in one of the cabins by the lake. He broke in last night and he's still here." I couldn't believe it.
I walked over. "Karen, what are you talking about? This is my cabin."
She sneered.
"Nice try.
I know the owners of every home around this lake, and you're not one of them. This place has been empty for months. You can't just waltz in and claim it."
I laughed.
"Karen, my name is literally on the deed. I inherited it from my grandfather."
"You've got no authority here."
But Karen doubled down, raising her voice so the neighbors could hear.
"Don't lie to me.
You're trespassing, and when the police arrive, you'll be arrested." Sure enough, 10 minutes later a patrol car pulled up. Karen strutted toward the officers like she'd just saved the community.
"There he is. The squatter.
Please remove him immediately." The officers turned to me. "Sir, can we see some ID?" I handed it over, driver's license and, just in case, a copy of the deed I keep in the cabin safe. One officer glanced at it, then did a double take. He leaned toward his partner and whispered something. Karen, sensing her victory, kept running her mouth. "You need to cuff him right now. People like him ruin neighborhoods." Finally, the officer turned to her. "Ma'am, you said you knew all the owners around here?"
"Of course I do," Karen sniffed.
"Then you should have known this property belongs to him. Not only is he the legal owner," the officer's tone sharpened, "he's also the chief of police for the county." Karen's jaw hit the ground. She turned to me, pale as a ghost. "Why, you're what?" I crossed my arms.
"That's right.
"And you just called 911 on me for sleeping in my own cabin. That's filing a false report, Karen.
A federal crime."
The silence was delicious. Karen stammered, trying to backpedal. "I didn't mean, there must have been a mistake." But it was too late. The officers wrote up an incident report, and I told them I wanted it on record. Karen wasn't arrested that day, but the false report went straight into the system. And since it wasn't her first complaint, the district attorney opened an investigation into her harassment patterns.
The fallout was swift.
The HOA board got wind of the mess and demanded her resignation. Homeowners were sick of her antics, especially after they learned she nearly dragged their community into a legal nightmare with the police. Within a month, Karen was stripped of her presidency, fined, and banned from setting foot on my property ever again. Now, whenever I pull up to the cabin, I don't see Karen waiting with her phone. I see peace, quiet, and my grandfather's legacy safe from her claws.
And the best part?
Karen still lives across the lake, forced to watch me enjoy every sunrise she can't touch.